Hey guys, Jimmy here. I want to do a quick video, give you a little body shop cart tour. Some of you have been watching my channel a while, you know I got a 62 C10 project truck. That was patina because I don't have a place to keep it. It's going to be outside all the time. Patina is how I bought it. Patina is how I figured I'd leave it. But Old Town, our local cruise-in spot, doesn't allow patina vehicles anymore. So we're going to paint it. But we're going to do single stage real quick. We're going to do some sketchy body work that's going to be somewhere between DD Speed Shop and Chip Foose. Probably closer to half-ass customs. But it'll look nice when we're done. It's not going to be a 100-point show car. We're just going to make it look good and be a little shinier. No more patina. But I wanted to show you guys my bodywork cart I put together real quick for doing it. I had brought a lot of things home because I wasn't going to do any more metal work on the truck. But this is a bodywork cart because we got a lot of work to do. This is my Vevor dent puller kit. This is a light board that you plug in, put electricity to it, and you can go across a panel that's relatively shiny and find dents for paintless dent removal. We're not doing that, but it will come in handy for finding dents. Got a hot glue gun, some suction cups for pulling dents. These really work well on a lighter sheet metal. I'm not sure if they'll work on my truck. It's got some big dings and dents in the doors mostly. Suction cups for small dents. When you're working with 20 gauge and 22 gauge, these are great. On the 16 and 18 gauge my truck has, I don't know. Glue sticks, bodywork hammers. This is for popping little dings and divots on sheet metal without doing a lot of damage. There's quite a few tools in here too. This holds this light board. What else we got in here? There is a ton of stuff. Pull it all out of the bag, it's going to make quite a mess. There's a slide hammer, which this slide hammer has an attachment on the end. I'll show you. Slide hammer has an attachment on the end so you can hook it into your pullers. And what you do is you take your hot glue gun, believe it or not, really works pretty well on modern cars. I don't know if it'll work for my truck, but I put it on the kit just in case, put it on the cart just in case. You glue these little guys with hot glue to the panel. You hook the slide hammer to the ends of them, and you give it a couple little taps and try to get the sheet metal to pop out. It works pretty good, and you can ding this hammer along the sides of the dent while you're pulling a dent out. Hit these little panels. It's not going to pull that out. Let's go straight to the point with that. With that, you really want to have one of those weld studs. You could put a weld stud and slide hammer. I put like 6 of them across here and pull them all a little at a time to get that dent out while you tap on this with a heavier hammer. This is aluminum. But I'll show you. We're going to go over a lot on the truck. I just wanted to show you what the kit looks like. This is another dent puller tool. You glue those little pucks to the panel, and this will pull little dings out. Like if someone, your ex-girlfriend hit your car with a hammer, they'll pull it right out. Like I said too, newer cars are easier than the older ones. Got my grinder. Got an assortment of pads and cutting discs and anything I might need for that. The tool that helps unload these. You can lock the blade and spin these off sometimes by hand. I think I've shown you that in other videos, but this is for stripping rust off my truck. There's some surface rust. There's no rot left on the truck. I took all that off, but there is surface rust. So we got an assortment, miscellaneous stuff, surface cleaning pads. This will strip paint and rust without taking a bunch of metal off. This is for stripping really bad stuff, and it will thin the metal. So I'm going to use these sparingly where I really have to, and these won't clean it up. This is just for touching up areas that might be a little extra nasty. Rolls of paper. Adhesive back to put on my long boards, DA paper, lots of different assortments. Basically, when you're doing body work, you're starting off with really coarse stuff, 36 grit, 60 grit, that kind of thing, 40 grit, whatever you can get your hands on at the Home Depot. And as you get the body work done, you go to an 80, you go into 120, you go into 220. And it gets finer and finer and finer as you go down the line. The closer you get to being ready to paint, you don't want scratches, but you use the heavier sandpaper to get the work done quicker. And as you get things flat, you go to finer and finer paper to get rid of scratches. You get it flat with coarse paper, and you get it smooth with finer paper. This is guide coat. guide coat powder for a flat surface. If it's a shiny surface, you need a spray guide coat. If it's a dull surface, the powder works great. Got my sanding blocks, got a Bondo board. When the Bondo's starting to tack up, right before it gets completely hard, you can take off the really nasty stuff with this, just to save your sanding time. Another one of these it's a different style for a drill. I've got my screw slide hammer. That's a last resort. I only use that for really nasty stuff I can't get out. I bought these new water separator and regulator. I'm gonna have multiple spray guns. I have a primer gun that's not on the cart yet, it's at home. And I got my gun for the paint. I bought a 1.3 Astro gun. Should work really well. It'll be the nicest spray gun I've ever had. It's not it's not like some other professionals you use, but it'll be great for what we're doing. What else I got? Oh, I got more sanding discs and different shapes of sanding discs and things for die grinders and things like that that'll make quick work of really nasty little areas that we have to smooth out. I got some lint-free towels. You go through these things like crazy. I saw these at Home Depot for like $9. Picked them up just for when we get to the point where we're wiping down primer and prepping things a little bit further. A roll of masking paper with tape on it already. It's going to be great for taping off the windows when we spray primer. What else we got? My little air die grinders. I'll use those instead of battery powered ones, because the battery powered ones, you go through so many batteries. This will make quick work of some of the panels without having to constantly recharge it. Air powered DA, a Husky, Home Depot DA, works great. Professionals probably wouldn't use that, but I've had this Husky one for probably, I don't know, 15 years or so, and it works fantastic. As often as I use them, they last me forever. I do have a Snap-on DA, nothing but the best for me. You know, on this channel we use a lot of Snap-on products, and this one is for really fine work. I prefer to use it. I'll probably use this one for heavy cutting, this one for finer work. You have more control with it in the palm of your hand, and it has adjustability, so you can turn it way down to go nice and slow. We got Bondo spreaders. We've got our flood penetrol, which is what we put on the truck originally. It didn't last about a year. In the sun, it just all faded away. I got a little bit of fiberglass Bondo. It might be kind of old. I might have to buy another can. I use that if the Bondo is going to be more than about a 1/4 inch thick. I'll put some of that fiberglass stuff down, scuff it up real nice, hit it with 36, get it flat, and then put Bondo over it. This is what I'm using for rust treatment, concrete and metal prep. What I'll do is, after I use my scuffing pads right here and get most of my rust and paint off, I'll be wiping this on with these lint-free towels to get any tiny rust that's in the pores out. You can't grind that stuff 100% off. There won't be any metal left, or it'll be half the thickness it was originally. So you don't want that. So we use this so that any little bits of rust that we leave on the surface will be chemically altered to iron oxide instead of rust. And this kind of thing, you grind it down, get it as nice as you can, wipe that stuff into little pores, and the rust will be killed, so that when you spray over it with an epoxy primer, it's sealed. Then you can do your body work on any little pits that might be showing, and you don't have to replace the panel that way, because we're not doing that. Got lots of tape, about a whole stack. There's like 4 rolls of tape in there, and I've got some miscellaneous tape. I don't know if I showed you my longboards. This is a clip-on longboard. I like the clip-on ones, and I like the adhesive ones. This one pokes holes in it, in this edge here, and the paper I was buying didn't quite fit, so I cut some material off of it so I can use paper that wasn't as expensive. I got my regular little 3M block for working smaller areas. So there's quite a bit of stuff going on here. I got some primer just to have it around. If I don't have to set up a spray gun, I don't want some bare metal. If I'm finishing up for the day, I can just hit it with that. It won't be bare metal overnight. So what else we got? I think that's about it. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's about it. And there's a few more things I've got that I got to bring in from home still. But we're going to get started on this truck probably this weekend I'm going to start on the 62 and getting this bodywork stuff going. The doors are really bad. When I put the door skins on, I did the lower skins, and I did them in kind of a rush because I knew it was going to be a patina truck. I tried my best not to warp it, but anytime you weld, the metal shrinks and it pulls it together. So my doors on both sides are buckled a little bit, probably about that much. So I don't want to, I'm not going to put a half a gallon. Fast and Furious, bro. I'm not going to put a half a gallon of Bondo on each door, or maybe a full gallon of Bondo on each door. I prefer to keep the Bondo under 1/4 of an inch, even on something that's a driver project that's not going to shows that are serious or anything like that. The thicker that Bondo is, the more likely it cracks and delaminates and all that kind of stuff, so we want to avoid that. And like I said too, that fiberglass stuff will help us with the deeper areas that we can't get straight enough to keep the Bondo to a minimum. So look for those videos. We'll be working on it soon. I just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of my body shop cart. A couple guys asked about it, and I appreciate the idea. So for those who are interested, there it is. When I add some more things, I'll update it really last minute, right before I start working on the truck. Of course, I'm going to film it, and I'll update anything else that I added to the cart. So this is where, like, you know, I got to strip this down. It's a little bit of Bondo there, and it's cracking. So we'll strip that down, go all the way down past that crack, and refill whatever we got to refill. This is the surface rust I'm talking about. This is all gonna have to get taken down and then treated, and then we put epoxy primer on it to seal it. Then we'll put like filler primer. I'll use my urethane primer and I'll mix it real thick, and we'll do high build and block it all out until the guide coat's smooth, right? The rest of the truck is really in pretty good shape. There's stuff like this everywhere I gotta fix, where someone just ground some of the paint off, but like my patch panel here is not bad. I'm gonna a little Bondo. It's got a slight bulge to it. I can work that out if I'm in the mood when I get to that part. Not really that worried about it, to say the truth. But you see the door here buckles in a little bit right here. What I'm probably gonna have to do is unroll the seam on the bottom where I put the skin on, and get in there and try to pop this all out. Let it kind of stretch, let it kind of relax, because when you weld, it shrinks, and as my weld is right down here, and that shrinks the metal. And I think I had bent this before I welded it, and that's what messed me up. So if I unbend that lower seam, that'll let it relax. I'll be able to go in this hole here with a pry bar, kind of just get it straight, so I can keep the Bondo to a minimum. Same thing on all this. You know, there's some Bondo in here. This is metal, all dented and dinged. I'm gonna fix all that. This truck got a new patch panel here. You can see it, but it's actually, I got this all nice and straight, so that'll clean up real easy. This is some more rust and some pitting. So we got our work cut out for us, but won't be nothing but a thing. I painted the roof already. That's all been done. Painted all that. So, and I sanded this on purpose to make it look patina, to match the rest of the truck, but this has got to be all taken down. So make sure you check out that video. There's probably going to be, I don't know, maybe 4 separate videos. This is going to be one of the worst areas. Someone ground the Bondo out, but I'll probably put fiberglass over that, get it all smooth, and then put a thinner layer of filler over it. It goes all the way back to here. So we got some work to do. This is buckled too. This one you can probably see is worse. So check them out. It's gonna be, I think, 4 videos. I'm not gonna bore you guys with sanding and over and over and over and constantly making a video every week when I work on it. But we'll compile a couple of weeks into one video at a time. So thanks for watching. Make sure you torque that like button before you head out if you're interested in putting the cart together like this. Hope it helps you out. More than anything though, I hope I see you in another video, because you're awesome.